good, right? So we pay for a good mic system, and if it doesn't work perfectly, we don't pay, right? The country has to do that. Our country has to do that. When things don't work, you don't pay. So look, you know, we're got a lot of people standing out there. Should we wait for them? No. No. But this place is packed. Every night we set records. Look at these people. Are you okay up there with all these people? That's incredible. So it's an honor. You know, we had a big, big breaking story a few minutes ago. You saw that, right? Look, you know what that is? That's the Reuters poll. It just came out. Trump 42, Cruz 14, Carson 11, Rubio 8, Christie 3. Wow. This one came out this morning. That's NBC. And that was a pretty good poll, too. That's pretty good. You know what I love about this poll? I'll tell you in a second, okay? 35 to 18 to 13, and then the rest are being no good. So we have a 42 and a 35. We're really doing well, I'll tell you. And we're winning big in a place called New Hampshire. New Hampshire, winning big. And we're winning big. I think we're going to win in Iowa. We're going to find out pretty soon, but we're doing well in Iowa. CNN had a great poll in Iowa, 33 to 20, and we are in the lead there. So I don't know. We're going to see what happens. It's all happening soon. February 1st, we start with Iowa. February 9th, you folks. Then we go to South Carolina, where we're doing great. And then we go, you know, we have Nevada, where we're doing great. #1 with the Hispanics, and I've been saying that for a long time, leading with Hispanics in Nevada. And I've been saying that, you know, I've been saying that. And then we do the SEC, and that's going to be, I think, going to be great. And then leading in Florida, big in Florida. Leading everywhere. We're leading everywhere, so that's good. When people say, why do you always talk about the polls? I say, because I'm winning, okay? Believe me, if I'm not winning, I don't talk about them. If I had polls where I was a quarter of a point behind, I don't even mention, I just start, you know, talking about how we're going to make America great again, because that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And we've had an amazing time, I'll tell you what. We've had an amazing time. And Hillary Clinton doesn't have the strength, the stamina. No, she doesn't. She doesn't have the strength or the stamina. And you know what? We can be nice and politically correct, and we can say, we don't have the time anymore, folks. We need somebody with strength, with stamina, with energy, with big, 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 beautiful, fat brain. Because, you know, I know a lot of tough guys, okay? We're all tough. I know a lot of tough guys. You got to be a smart guy, too, or a woman. You got to be smart. You got to be tough. You got to be smart. And we don't have that in our government anymore. You know, I look at the Iran deal, and to me it's one of the most insulting transactions that I've ever seen. I mean, forget about countries. It's one of the most insulting things I've ever seen in my life. It's beyond belief that somebody could be so incompetent to do a deal like that. And we gave $150 billion. We have 24-day inspection periods. They even self-inspect in certain areas. They self-inspect. In other words, are you building nuclear, or we'll call you up. We'll check it tomorrow. No, we're not, actually. No, we're not. I mean, can you believe this? Every single point, and we don't even get our prisoners back. Think of it. We have 4 prisoners. We don't get them back. And when this started, we had 3 prisoners. We got to get them back, and we should have had them back. And all they had to do was ask for them initially. No, it's terrible. I met the wife of the pastor, who's a wonderful woman, and he's there, and she doesn't know what she's going to do. I mean, she thought he was coming out as part of the deal. But he should have come out, and they all should have come out before it even started. First day, we want our prisoners back. They'll say no, and we say bye-bye, and we leave, and we put on heavier sanctions. And within 48 hours, they will be on the phone. You've got your prisoners, come on back. Then once you have the prisoners, I'd say, by the way, we're not giving you $150 billion. We're not giving you any money. We'll make a deal. I like the idea of making a deal. Nuclear, we got to make deals. My uncle was a professor for many years at MIT. I know the power of nuclear. I know it's good to make deals, and we have to, but they have to be good deals. They can't be stupid deals. So I've been saying the deal has been bad. And then 2 weeks ago, I had the thought, because I think it's one of the greatest deals ever made from their side. We never make good deals anymore, this country. We don't win anymore. We don't make good deals anymore. We don't do anything right anymore because our politicians are incompetent people. They're incompetent people. And by the way, look at the budget. Look at the budget that the Republicans, our Republicans, approved last week. The omnibus. Obama got everything. I said to somebody, I said to one of the reporters today, the only time that Obama negotiates well is when he negotiates against our Republicans. He got everything, everything they wanted. Money for the Syrians to pour in, money for borders to pour in. Our borders are open, they're porous. Money for everything. Money to fund and continue funding Obamacare, which is a disaster, which we will. We are going to repeal and replace Obamacare with something so much better. You know, by the way, I just have to, this is the weirdest room I've ever seen. I see all these people, and then what they did is they knocked down a wall and they opened. I'm saying, what the hell kind of a room is this? This is the weird. It is crazy, right? I heard they have 2 rooms that were, I said, are they separate rooms? No, they're together. We're taking walls down. And I'm saying, this is a weird setup. But you know what? I hope they don't mind. Actually, look, in a certain way, you have the best seat. Even though they're looking at the back of my head, they have the best seat because, look, see all those cameras? They're going to become famous. You might have a better view, but they're going to become famous. They're going to have, now you're all unhappy. Now you all want to go over there. Look. You knew what you were doing, folks. So we have to do things, and we have to do things. You know, with Obamacare, your rates are going up 25, 35, 45%. Your deductibles are through the roof. You'll never get to use it. You'll never get to use them. You'll never get to use them. It's so out of control. And by the way, of its own volition, it crashes in 17. It crashes because all of the wrong people, the people that they didn't want, they needed certain other types, certain income growth, not happening. It's not happening. So Obamacare will officially crash in 17. So in other words, if I become president, I say, oh, great, and I'll be blamed for this mess. Can you believe it? But I'll fix it. I'll be able to fix it. Other people won't be able to fix it. We have so many things. True. Thank you. We'll fix it, okay? Go ahead. Go ahead. You know, it's funny, I got a review. Somebody said, Trump is a great speaker, but he's got one problem. The crowd goes crazy, and he always speaks through the applause. And I said, that's right, I do. Because I noticed it 2 weeks ago. They're applauding, and I'm talking while they're applauding. And you know the reason? Because I'm so excited about the future of the country. I really am. You know? I don't even want to listen to your applause. I want to tell you what we're going to do to make it great again. There's so many things we're going to do. We're going to fix our military. We're going to make it so strong, so powerful. Nobody is going to mess with us. We are going to fix it. We are going to do things. And you know what? It's actually a very cheap thing to do. When you do our military, people just aren't going to be messing. We're going to take care of our veterans. The veterans, and by the way, the veterans in New Hampshire are really up there. You have a lot of veterans, and proportionately a lot. And they're not treated well. They're treated really badly. You saw what happened in Arizona last week, where the wait is longer than ever before. People are dying waiting for doctors on things that can be fixed routinely with a minor procedure, with pills, with minor things. They're waiting so long. Arizona is corrupt. What's happened with the VA in Arizona, and it's all over. The VA system is corrupt, and it's you talk about incompetence, and you talk about what's going on. We're going to fix it. We're going to fix the Veterans Administration, and we're going to take care of our veterans and our wounded warriors the way they're supposed to be taken care of. You know, when I came out, I made a big statement, and I announced I'm running, and in Trump Tower, and I took a lot of heat. Did I take heat or what? And I took serious incoming, as Rush Limbaugh would say. He took more incoming than anybody I've ever seen. The truth is, I took amazing. And it was about illegal immigration. You wouldn't even be talking about illegal immigration if I didn't bring it up at the opening when I came on June 16th. Nobody was talking about it. Nobody was talking about it. Then the other day, I heard for the first time, a nice guy, so I'm not going to mention his name, but one of the candidates said, and we'll build a wall. I said, what? My wife came to me. She said, he just said, you'll build a wall. They're going to build a wall the first time. So they're now, we will build a wall. And who's going to pay for the wall? Mexico. Mexico's, and they will pay. But you know, the problem is the politicians, they think, how can you say Mexico's going to pay? You know how? Because I'm a business person. I built a great company. When I did my filings, everyone said, wow, that's unbelievable. And the reason I tell you that, look, very little debt, tremendous cash flow, tremendous income, tremendous cash, the best assets. And I tell you that because that's what we need. The thinking is what we need for the country. We can't have these people that don't know what they're doing anymore. These people don't know what they're doing. Sergeant Bergdahl, we get Bergdahl, a dirty, rotten spy. Now think of it. And they get 5 killers that are right now back on the battlefield trying to kill us. 5 people that they've wanted for 8 or 9 years. And we get Bergdahl. And they knew when we made the deal that he was a traitor, okay? I mean, they knew it. They knew that this guy was no good. Why did they make the deal? Let's fly him back and drop him right over the middle of the territory before we take it back. It's terrible. It's terrible. I mean, honest, and that's just the thinking. That's the mindset. You see, that's the mindset that we have. We get Bergdahl, they get 5 people that they desperately want. That's the mindset. We don't make good deals anymore. We don't know what we're doing. So when I started on June 16th, okay, it was an amazing day. I had never seen so, it looked like the Academy Awards in Trump Tower. I've never seen so, look at all the press down there. Look behind you, folks. I mean, look at all of it. It's a lot of press. You know, these other guys come to make a speech. You know how many people are back there? Like nobody. Nobody. No cameras, no nothing. Nobody cares. Look at the red lights. We have so much press. And every night it's like live television. I say, fellas, you ever think I can make a speech like without live television? Would I let loose? Oh, would we have fun? But every night they have, and it's called ratings. I mean, it's called ratings. But the good news is, when you see the polls, when you see the crowds we have, that other people have crowds. They have 50 people. They have 35 people come up here. They had a certain candidate here 3 weeks ago, 29 people. We have 1,000 something. We have a record. 1,700 record. And this is pretty high up, in all fairness. You're living in a nice area. This is a nice, beautiful, I was driving up. What's your crime rate here, 0 or something, right? And I'll bet you, as I looked at those beautiful houses, and they're so beautiful and so majestic, like a magnificent painting. But somebody walks into one of those houses, bing, it's over, right? Right? Nobody plays games up here, right? And you have, I know because I just met him, you have a wonderful police force, but a lot of times they don't even have to get involved. Look, the Second Amendment is so important. They're trying. They're not going to take your guns away, folks. They're not going to take your guns away. Not going to do it. They're trying. They're talking about the bullets. They're talking about, and then as you see, President Obama is on television. Who can blame you? No. Honestly, after what we've gone through for years, who can blame you for that? I mean, who can blame you? But you saw what he did today. Executive orders. He wants to do, wouldn't it be nice if they could actually get Congress together
and, you know, do it the old-fashioned way where people work and they this and they cajole and they have drinks together and they get along or they don't get along, and they come up with some, just wants to sign executive orders all the time. No good. It's no good. It's no good. It's no fair, and they're not going to screw around with the Second Amendment, okay? It's not going to happen. So that's the way it is. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. So that is very important. Common Core. Common Core is dead. We're dying. Common Core, you know, Jeb Bush wants Common Core. Oh. He also said, Jeb Bush, who down in the poll is not doing too well, he spent $59 million. I started spending a little money because I felt guilty. I actually felt guilty. My people said, why do you want to spend any money? You're leading by so much. I said, I feel guilty. It's true. You know, it's like Trump spent like nothing. Jeb Bush spent $59 million. He's down at the bottom of the barrel, and I'm at the top by a lot. And I was going to go through the whole thing because I love saying that I spent less than anybody here, and my result is by far the best because I'm up more than double what, right? No, I love that. I love it. I love it because I'd love to see our country do that. I'd love to see our country do that. I'd love our infrastructure to be fixed better because, look, I build buildings. We're building the old post office now in Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington. We're under budget in D.C., right between the Capitol and the White House. We're under budget. We're ahead of schedule. It's going to be incredible. That's what we have to do with the country. Under budget, ahead of schedule. So I spent nothing. I mean, virtually nothing. This guy spent $59 million. Hillary spent and they're spending money. I see these ads on Fox all over the place. The ad with the black backdrop and the professional, everybody making a fortune. But I see all these ads. And I keep saying to my people, I don't have any ads. They said, don't worry about it. You're doing just fine. But I felt very guilty. So somebody asked me yesterday, said, why are you doing the ads? And I said that. I said, well, two things. I don't want to take any chances. I don't want to take any chances because they advertise against me. I mean, they put, actually, one of the ads is Jeb. So in the debate, which was great because I went up 11 points after the last debate, so I had to do pretty good. And I've never debated before. I'm not a debater. I'm a job producer. I make jobs. You know, I build buildings and do companies. I do a lot of good stuff. But in the debate, so this came out, and these are the numbers. Right after the debate, they have polls for everything. This was the great debate, and they have the different polls. Now, this was with 14, 15 people a couple of weeks ago. Drudge, who's a great guy, by the way, amazing guy, 46%. Trump is 46 out of, you know, I'd take 46 with 3 people, right? I wouldn't take it with 2 people. 2 people's no good. But with 3 people, I'd take. Time Magazine, 49%. Slate, 51%. U.S. News and World Report, 69%. Liberal group. PBS, another liberal group, 69%. I do better with a liberal group. I don't know what's going on. Washington Times, 62%. CBS, 59%. Fox, 62%. Unbelievable, right? And then I say, why am I taking ads? You know, why am I doing it? So I went up 11 points after the debate. By the way, then I go back, I turn on the television. I wanted to see what they said about my performance. I said, oh, I did so good. You know when you do well and when you do poorly, right? I mean, we're intelligent people. We are really intelligent people. My people are the most intelligent of the people. Okay. And you know what else? They're the most loyal of the people. They're loyal. Did you see one of the things that came out in the one poll? Nobody's ever leaving me. I can be the worst person in the world. They're not leaving. Did you see that? It comes out in every poll. Other people, they say, oh, they're very marginal. You know, they're with Trump's people, they say, I think it was 88% say they'll never leave. Like 69% are really strong. The rest of them are very strong. I mean, these polls are unbelievable. So if I was up here and, well, I won't say because they're going to report, it would be terrible. But if I was up here and did some really inappropriate things, my people stay. I love you people. I love you. Oh, I love you. I love you. I love my people. But they're the most loyal. And the other one, look at this. This one just came out where Trump does best with evangelicals. I do great. Trump does best with the Tea Party. I'm beating on evangelicals. I'm winning with the Tea Party. I'm winning with everything. I'm winning with the smart people. I'm winning with the not-so-smart people, too. I'm winning with everything. We're doing good. We want to do it. I'll tell you what, though. Here's the key. February 9th. You don't have to worry about February 1st, okay? February 9th, New Hampshire. You got to get out and vote. You got to. You know, because last time, had people really gotten out to vote, the Republicans could have had a victory. They could have had a victory, but I don't understand. There was no spirit. We have spirit. You know, we have spirit. They don't have crowds like this in areas like, I mean, here's an area. They don't have crowds like this a week before the election, the real election. They don't have crowds like this. I was told by Secret Service, I was told by everybody, they don't have crowds like this. I mean, we're talking about November, and here we are in January, and every house is packed. As you know, last night in Lowell, we had, right? Were you there last night? You mean you followed us up here after? You must have had a good time. So we had 11 or 12,000 people. Thousands of people had to go home, and nobody uses that arena because it's too big to fill. With us, it wasn't big enough. And, you know, you're talking a long way before the election. So a lot of, what? Oh, I love you. He said you're a winner. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love Tom Brady. Do we love Tom Brady? Huh? I love Tom Brady. Tom is my friend, and Tom said the nicest things. I think maybe that's why I'm doing so well in this area. Tom Brady likes Trump, and I like Tom Brady, and he's a winner. And remember, he's a little injured, but Tom injured is better than anybody else at full force, so you'll be all right. He's a great guy with a great coach and a great owner. So you have a great coach. Belichick is great, and your Kraft man is doing a great job, right? Isn't he good? So you got a really wonderful team. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, but Tom is a special guy. So, what? What did he say? I think that was a New England fan. So many things have happened. When I agreed to do this on June 16th, and it takes courage, it takes guts to do it, believe me. I never did this before. I've never done this before. And we've had great success, and the show was, Apprentice, tremendously successful. NBC wanted me to do it for a long time. They came up to my office. Steve Burke, one of the great executives from Comcast, came up to my office, said, please, would you renew? I said, Steve, I'm going to run for president. You're not allowed to do both, which is a ridiculous rule, but in all fairness, it wouldn't be like I would have too much more time. But they wanted me to do a lot more, and they asked me to do it. I said, I can't, because I'm doing this. But the books and the art of the deal and so many other things, but I said, no, I want to do this. We want to make America great again. We want to make America great again. And who is it? Who is it? Where is this person? Where is this person? Who is this person? Oh, it's Hillary. Oh. Where is this person? Oh, you're so brave. Thank you very much. So brave. Look at that. Where do these people come from? It's just, what do they do? You know, I have to tell you, though, for the last long period of time, to be honest, you know, every once in a while they'll try and interrupt, and they'll interrupt for 2 minutes. It actually makes it more exciting. And you know what it does do? The cameras then span the room. They see how many people, because I can't get them to span the room. They never span the rooms. But the cameras, when you have, they immediately, I actually thought they were like fixed. You couldn't move them. Maybe technology is different than it used to. And because it's always on my face. And my wife would I'd go home, I'd say, how did I do? Did you see the crowd? And we had a case where I had 21,000 people in Dallas. I said, did you see the crowd? She said, no, they don't show it. They only show your face. Now, they do that because they don't want people to see the crowd. They don't want people to see that we have a movement going on, okay? Believe me, whether it's here, whether it's in Iowa, whether it's in South Carolina or North Carolina or Nevada, whether it's even in California, where we're going to do just fine. New York, a poll came out today. I do really well in New York. I like New York. I mean, you know, I'm from New York. You may win some states. You may win some areas and states that they never even thought possible. And the one person that Hillary does not want to run against is Donald Trump. Believe me. And Bill doesn't want it either. She wants no part, because I understand the game and I understand her, and she knows it. And it was sort of funny because they told Chuck Todd, who's a very nice guy, but he said, I have it on personal knowledge that Hillary Clinton wants to run against Donald Trump. I called him. I said, Chuck, when they say that, that means the opposite. You know, we got to be a chess player here, right? Believe me, would you say over the last 2 or 3 days they're happy with me? Would you say that? I don't think so. And all I do is tell the truth. I tell the truth. I tell the truth. But the only person, believe me, she would love to run against anybody else. The only person, and we have some great polls coming out and came out where I'm leading her, but I haven't even started her yet. I have to get rid of these other people first. No, you have to get rid of them first. I like one thing at a time. Everyone said, Mr. Trump, who is your vice presidential candidate going to be? I said, I don't think about it. I got to get rid of these people first. Because they're not going to do it for us. They're not going to do it. Politicians, all talk, no action. It's not going to get done. It's not going to get done. There is anger in our country. It's a positive anger. You know, a lot of people say that I'm catering to. I'm not catering to, but there is anger in our country because they see the people are smart. The people that are representing them are either dishonest, not smart, incompetent, or they have some other agenda that we don't even know about. And some of these things you think they have another agenda because you would say things that they do, deals that they make, like the Iran deal. Who would make this deal? During the, he said, why did you say I didn't hear it? Okay, I didn't say it. I didn't say it. I refuse to get in. Oh, I'm supposed to reprimand the man. Who is the man that said that? I have to reprimand. How dare you? Okay, have I Okay. I've reprimanded him. Now the press can't be angry. You know, a lot of times they say, why didn't you? Look, we got a problem. We got to solve the problem, folks. We got to clean up our borders. We got to let people come in. They have to come in legally. But, you know, if you look, and we're going to build a wall, I'm going to build a real wall, not a Tony crummy politician wall. You know, years ago they wanted a wall, and the politicians couldn't get it approved. You know why? They couldn't get, you won't believe this, an environmental income. Can you believe this? An environmental impact statement for the wall. They couldn't get it approved. Probably a turtle, a toad, maybe a rattlesnake. There was something in the way. And you look at China, in the South China Sea, is building this massive island for a fort, for a fortress, for docking ships. And I mean warships. I'm not talking about, like, cargo. They're building this massive island in the middle of the South China Sea. They're digging with massive excavators, probably not caterpillars. They like to use their own, right? And they're out there. And they jokingly said to a friend of mine who's a very, very successful guy in China, I love China. I love Mexico. I love the Mexican people. I have thousands working for me. And they're going to vote for me, too. Believe me, they're going to vote for me. But I love, no, I'm going to get the Hispanic. You watch, because I create jobs. I'm taking our jobs back from China. I'm taking them back from all over the place. Hey, by the way, excuse me, you people know better than anybody about jobs leaving an area. Look what happened to you. What the hell good does that do us? When jobs that you're building, when all of this stuff moves down to Mexico, what does that do for us? It does nothing for us. It does nothing for us. Good for other people, not good for us. I mean, you look throughout New England, it's still scarred all over the place after many years. So many companies have left and so many great jobs that you never get back. Well, we're going to bring a lot of those jobs back, if not all of those jobs. We're bringing them back. We're bringing them back. We have to bring them back. Otherwise, we're not going to have a country. We're not going to have, you can't be all service. You can't just take care of people. At some point, you need the jobs so that the money comes in so you can take care of the people. You know, all we are is like becoming one big service nation to service ourselves. We need jobs. We need manufacturing. We have to have Apple Computer building their machines here, not in China. And we can do that. We have amazing people. More than anything else, and somebody asked me the other day, a reporter, I said, more than anything else, they were asking, what do you think? What have you learned? how smart the people of this country are. First of all, you don't believe these people who are bloodsuckers. They're terrible. They're so dishonest. I mean, 75% of them, maybe more. They are, could be 90, yeah, he's right. No, they give you such false reporting. It's unbelievable how dishonest they are. They're really dishonest people. I don't even know why. Why? You know what? We're sort of interesting. It's like the cameras. I always say span the room, span the room. They don't span the room. It's like crazy. If you think about it, all right, for them, for us, for all of us, we want good health care, right? We want jobs. We want a strong military. I mean, in theory, whether you're a Democrat and a liberal or a Republican and a super conservative, don't we sort of all want the same thing? And it's amazing. No, it's amazing. I see some every once in a while, like last night we had a couple of kids get up and they protest. And what's a great book? Look at her book. She's one of the people that followed us from Lowell last night, right? The Art of the Deal. They did not read The Art of the Deal in this administration, that I can tell you. Kerry did not read The Art of the Deal. Is that an embarrassment? But when you think about it, we all want the same thing. We want safety, we want security, we want health care, we want our families to be happy, we want to be able to live. And that's what I want to do. I mean, we're going to make, I actually think, and I don't think if we have another 4 years of Obama, because that's what Hillary is, I think Hillary would be worse than Obama, okay? I think she would be worse. I mean, seriously, she goes to an event, and then you don't see her for another week. Then she goes to another, and it's all scripted. You know, the people are chosen. Everybody's chosen. One thing, I didn't choose anybody, right? You came in. You come in. But Hillary, she goes to an event, then you don't see her anymore. She's gone. Where is she? I didn't hear that. That's terrible. Terrible. You should never say that. That's terrible. They said she's in the bathroom. That's a terrible thing. I'm admonishing you for the press. You're admonished. We should throw him the hell out of here. Get out of here, Darwin. No. It's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. But we need the right leader. And the right leader can turn us fast. We can't go through another 4 years of stupidity and incompetence. You know, so I went to an Ivy League school, right? Good. Well, that's it. I went to an Ivy League school, and I went to the Wharton School of Finance, the best in the world. The best in the world. Very, very smart people, very, very hard to get into and all that stuff, right? And then every once in a while they'll say, he's very plain-spoken. I'm not plain-spoken. I'm not plain. I have a better vocabulary than any of those people on that dais, believe me. And I'm much smarter than any of them. But I'll tell you, they say I'm plain-spoken. And one of the reasons is that I used to use the word they're incompetent. But, you know, a better word, is there a better word? They're stupid. The people that are leading us, they're stupid. These are stupid people. Now, I can come up with a word that's not as good. Sounds better, but it's not as good. We are being led down the drain, and we've got to stop it. We've got to stop it. We've got to have people that know what they're doing. I have lined up the greatest business people in the world. We have them. I know them. Some are great. Some are not as good as people think. We have some that you never heard of that are better than all of them. Carl Icahn is coming aboard. Carl Icahn is one of the great business people. These are, I mean, if I put Carl Icahn, Carl, do me a favor. You're in charge of China. Check out the trade deals. We lost $505 billion last year, trade deficit, which we had a trade deficit of $505 billion with China. And then you see Obama saying to the top Chinese officials, it is great to have them as our trading partner. I don't want a trading partner where we're losing $500 billion. At least let us break even. Let us do something. Okay? $505 billion. And with Japan, the same thing. I mean, Japan, they sell the cars. They come in by the millions. I was in Los Angeles. I see these boats, the biggest ships I've ever seen. Cars pouring off the ship. Pouring. I never saw anything like it's like the Long Island Expressway. They go like 40 miles an hour out of a ship. And they take the money. We give them nothing, practically nothing, relatively speaking. And then when we send it, they don't want it. We send them beef. And they send it back a lot of times. And it keeps going back and forth. And then they call it Kobe beef because it's rotting, you know, and they charge twice as much money. They charge 5 times more money. But no, I mean, we send them practically nothing. And Mexico is the new China, I hate to say it. The Mexican leaders are so much smarter than our leaders. Nabisco is moving their big plant from Chicago into Mexico. How does that help us? Tell me, how does it help us? How does it help? Now, if a Jeb type, which won't happen, but if a Jeb, that one can't happen. No energy. I mean, this guy's got no energy. He is definitely low on the energy pole. He's only got energy for spending money on commercials. But if a Jeb type or a Hillary type becomes president, they know it's bad, but their lobbyists or their special interest people will say, you can't do anything about that. They contributed to your campaign $5 million. I'm self-funding, putting up my own money, folks. I'm putting up my own money. I'm self-funding my campaign. So, you know, the nice part about that, when they come to me, they can't say, oh, but we can, you know, you feel guilty. A guy gives you $5 million or $2 million or $1 million, and then you're doing something, and they come and say, but, you know, he was your supporter, and he'll be your supporter when you run the next time. That's the worst. Because they, you know, the day a politician gets elected, all he's thinking about is the next run. And all he's thinking about is keeping those people happy. He wants to keep them happy. Got to keep them happy. And with me, forget it, folks. So I'm putting up my money, spending a lot of money, and just to finish, so everyone said, why are you doing it? Because, honestly, I don't want to take a chance. We're really close to doing something fantastic, and I didn't want to chintz around and brag about the fact that I spend no money and I'm in #1 place. So I'm spending like $2 million a week between here and Iowa and South Carolina. Then next week, same thing, and next week, and next week. I'll still be way below everybody else, okay, if you can believe it. But it's my money. It's my money. And I used to love getting up and saying exactly that I spent nothing. But I didn't feel good over the last period of time saying that to the press. Because they'd say, well, why aren't you spending more? And I really decided to go out and let's just put this away. That's why on February 9th, you have to get out and you have to vote and you have to show something. And you know, even winning is good, but we want to win by a lot because that gives you power. You know, when you win by a lot, because there's a movement, and they're talking about the movement. They hate to talk about the movement. But people that really disliked me, people that said, no way, he's not running, he's just having fun. I love you people. I can be doing other things right now, okay? Honestly. But they were saying, he's doing it for fun, then I announce, then I do this, then I do that, then I put the financials in, then now they're saying, well, then the polls came out. So I start off at, you know, nothing like everybody. Goes up to 6, goes up to 12. And every time it went up, they said, well, that's a plateau. He's reached his crescendo. That's it. He's got solid 6%. Then it goes up to 12. Then it goes up to 16, 18. Then it goes to 21, 24. Then it goes to 38. And they said, oh, my God, that's a hell of a plateau. Then the one that just came out at 42. You know? No, there's a point at which I want them to be right about the plateau. It's okay. I'll take it, right? But it's been an amazing experience. And they've said there's never been anything like this in the history of politics. Nothing like this has ever happened. I'm running against, thank you. He said I'm the king. I feel good. That I can tell you. I love this guy. Stand up. Look at this guy. He's beautiful. Beautiful guy. Is that your family? Huh? Wow, that's great. I appreciate it, man. Turn around so the cameras, go ahead, turn around. There's what I like. There's what I like. That's my guy. But I appreciate it, man. Having a mandate is so important. We want to win it big. We want to win it. We want to run the table. And I want to start focusing on Hillary because that's going to, I honestly think in a certain way that's going to be easier. We have a little bit of a structural disadvantage with the way the states line up and everything else. But we'll get states that nobody thought in terms of the Republicans. We'll get states, I'm telling you, we will be bringing in states that nobody thinks of in terms of Republican. The whole thing ends. CNBC did a report, and they said if Trump runs against Hillary, it'll be the largest turnout in the history. I believe this, by the way, and I've been saying it. I don't need anybody to tell me, and other people have said it. It'll be the largest turnout, voter turnout, in the history of the country. I believe that. Look at the debates. The debates were, nobody watched them. Nobody cared about them. They were boring until Trump came along, right? No, they were boring. They were boring. Who the hell watched the debates? By the way, nobody's watching the Democrat debates, okay? You see the lousy numbers they get. But nobody, but there's much more watching there because of us. But in the past, 4 years ago, the debates, nobody even wanted to broadcast them. It was like a negative to broadcast the debates in the years past. And now they want to have more debates and make them 3 hours and make them forever. And they're making a fortune. Now, just like Fox, they had 24 million viewers, a record in the history of cable television. Then a few weeks later, CNN had 23 million viewers. In the history of CNN, big stuff, but in the history of CNN, it's the biggest audience they've ever had, of anything. That includes their sports, that includes wars, so something's going on. Now, I do say this, and I don't even say it. Ask Variety magazine, ask anybody. Ask Hollywood Reporter, that was very nice to me. We have some great people at Hollywood. Just ask them. They said Trump. They call them the Trump debates. I'm very honored by it. They have the biggest ratings in cable history. Okay, now, if I run against Hillary, can you imagine how many people are going to go to vote? And many of those people, far more than 50%, are going to vote for me because they're tired of the old, broken system. They're tired of the politician that talks and talks and talks, and it's corrupt because it's all corrupt stuff. They're tired of this stuff, and those people are going to be voting for me. And we're going to have a president that's going to turn this country around, and we're going to turn it around fast. We're going to turn it around fast. And I'm going to get these great business leaders. I will get these great business leaders, these great, great people. And I have to say, some of them are not nice people. Do you agree? Who cares, right? Who cares? Some of them you don't want to have dinner with. They're vicious, brutal, horrible human beings. Who cares? Who the hell cares? Some are nice, but some are terrible people. I want the best people negotiating for our country. Every other country has it. That's why we don't make good deals anymore. It's why we don't win anymore. We don't win. We don't make good deals. We're like a country that's a third world country. We're a debtor nation. People don't even realize that. Now, interestingly, I said the other day, I saw what happened in Iran, and Iran made a great deal, but they made a better deal because they just took over Iraq. You know, they're taking over Iraq, just in case you have any question. You know, sure as you said. So at first I said, you know, the deal, and they got 150 billion. That's peanuts. Because now, because we decapitated, which we shouldn't have done, and I said, don't go in. Then the way Obama got out was insane, where he announced the date that we're leaving, because the enemy pulls back. I said, he didn't really say, do you think General Douglas MacArthur would have announced, we are leaving on a certain date? General George Patton. Number one, they wouldn't be doing television interviews, that I can tell you. How about the other day where he sends 50 people, 50 of our finest, and they make an announcement. We are sending 50 of our finest to Iraq. Now the enemy's looking for those 50 people. Why couldn't he keep his mouth shut? Why does he have to say, they've got a target. They have got a target on their back. We have to be unpredictable. They were asking me, I've been saying, bomb the oil, take the oil. Bomb the oil, take the oil. Just take it, right? I've been saying that for 4 years. And they were saying, oh, that would be. In fact, Obama put some general on television saying, no, that wouldn't work. Why wouldn't it work? ISIS is making its money from the oil. And some bad banking stuff, too, which I know a lot about, okay, which other people don't have a clue about. But I said, take the oil. Take it. For 4 years. Now, 3-4 months ago, some general analyzed my statements. He said, no, that wouldn't work. But now they're doing it. And if they would have done it 3-4 years ago, you wouldn't have ISIS because they wouldn't have had the money. They're making $1 million a day with the oil. $1 million a day. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? When are we going to get smart? And it's not that tough. A lot of it's common sense. It's business. It's heart. It's common sense. And you need a president with heart. You have to take care of people that can't take care of themselves, folks. I know a lot of us are like Republicans and conservatives, but we still have to take care of people that we have to have heart. And it's so important. And, I said to somebody, because I was talking about doing certain things that are so positive for all of us, and I said, you can't do that. What's the use of running? We have to be compassionate people, but we have to be strong, we have to be smart, and when we have people cutting off the heads of Christians in the Middle East, these are bad. This is when we were studying history, medieval times, right? This was medieval times. Who ever heard of this stuff? I mean, until a year ago. James Foley, an incredible guy, who I helped the family a little bit, an incredible guy. Who ever heard of this stuff until then? And now they're doing it routinely, and they're bragging about it, and they're putting it on. We have to do something, so we can't sit back, because otherwise they're going to be on our shoes. Now, I was the one who said, don't do that. And by doing that, and by doing all of the other things that they did with Libya and with Syria, I mean, the whole thing. Over to our so-called allies, who we don't even know who they are. One bullet gets fired up in the air, and the enemy takes over 2,300. If our soldiers had those great Humvees, which are fully armor-plated, the bottom, the sides, the ceilings, if they had that equipment, they wouldn't have no legs right now. They have no arms right now. They wouldn't be like that. They'd be okay. And now, you know who has our equipment? Some of our best equipment? The enemy. We back people. We don't even know who the hell they are. We back people. We give them billions and billions. We don't even know who these people are. They'll end up being worse than the people that they're attacking. What the hell do we care? These people want to fight all the time. We're tougher than all of them. And we can fight better than all of them. But we got to be smart. We got to be smart. Because we're not being smart. And I'll tell you what, when it's all over, it's going to be a thing of beauty. What has happened, and it's happened right since that date with Paris, where you had that horrible thing happen with all of those people, 130 plus people being killed. And then you had California happen, the 14 people. And you had the 5 soldiers killed on a gun-free zone on the military. Here, 2 of the soldiers were incredible, incredible soldiers, the most highly decorated, incredible marksmen. A gun-free zone on a military base. That would end day 1. Who the hell? No, think about it. Here you have these unbelievable, talented soldiers, and a whack job walks in and he kills all of them. And these are the best, and they're not allowed to have a gun. Okay? Oh, we got to use our heads. So what happens is this. On June, I was talking about trade. I was talking about how we're being ripped off. I was talking about strongly on the border. That was all mine. Every time somebody says, we want a wall, remember whose idea the wall was, please. Because, when this person said the other day, and I'm not going to mention the name of the person, but when this person said 3-4 days ago, the wall, I said, shouldn't he give me some credit? Politicians do not give credit. I've just learned that over the last few months, all right? But forget about the credit, because I build a much better wall anyway. And I'll build it cheaper. I'll build it bigger, better, stronger, and cheaper, and it'll look better. And maybe someday they'll call it the Trump wall. Who the hell knows, okay? That's why it's got to look good. But it started, and I was talking about trade, and we're going to stop. And I can do all that stuff, folks, because every poll says I get 56, I get 72, I get the highest percentages with trade and business and all that stuff. I can do that so easy. But all of a sudden, we started talking about, and very strongly, we started talking about the border. And the border became the big thing. Now with ISIS, everybody said Trump is the guy that can best handle ISIS. Believe me, I can best handle ISIS. Believe me. We'll take care of ISIS. We're going to take care of ISIS. We're going to take care of ISIS. It's going to be over. It's going to be over. Importantly, it's going to be over fast. We got to end it. We got to end it. And we know how to end it. And I hated to do, I will tell you, unpredictability. I hated, they would say, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And it was a year. I didn't want to say, take the oil, take the oil. Because when you say take the oil, they get prepared. I wanted to take the oil without them knowing what the hell was going on. But unfortunately, under our system, if I don't say it, they'll say, oh, he doesn't really know what to do. I don't want to tell everybody. Believe me, we are going to knock them so fast, we are going to knock the hell out of them, folks. And it's going to go quickly. It's going to go surgically. It's going to end. It's going to end. Now, Putin comes out, he says, Trump is brilliant. Hard to reject that. I agree with him, actually, totally. But he says Trump is brilliant, and Trump is the leader, and Trump is the this. And he said very nice things about me. So the other people said, oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. He should renounce that. Me. There's no way I renounce the fact that I'm brilliant. No way. But look, so Putin was nice, and frankly, I don't know. I hope he meant it. If he didn't meant, I've been complimented before, maybe when I shouldn't have been complimented, but I think he meant it. I hope he meant it. If he didn't, that's okay. But wouldn't it be, thank you. He says I'm brilliant. But you know what? Wouldn't it be great if we actually got along with Russia, and we could get along with China, and we could get along, frankly, with Mexico, except they won't take so much of our money and our everything. And by the way, bring drugs from there to here, because you have a huge problem. I have never seen a place where the first thing they talk about, to me, is your drug problem up here. I don't think of it. When I think in terms of New Hampshire, I don't think of the drug problem. But it's really bad. You've had 5 times more deaths than they had a few years ago. I mean, it's really, really bad. Well, a lot of that stuff comes from exactly where I'm talking about. We got to stop it. And then we got to help the people that are addicted. These are people that are seriously addicted. It's a tough deal. But we got to get it stopped. But I've never seen anything like it. Every time I go, any place in New Hampshire, one of the first things that they talk about is the incredible problem they have with addiction and with the drugs. We're going to work on it. We're going to try our damnedest to get it done. But I'll tell you what, we're going to stop that crap from coming in. We're going to stop it. We're going to stop it from coming in. So with all of that, I said, we're going to focus now on security. We're going to focus on safety. We're going to focus on our military. We're going to focus on taking care of our vets. And that's become a whole new thing, because the other stuff I can do easily. The economy and things, you will watch. It'll fly. I'm cutting taxes for everybody. Our middle class is getting a big, big, big tax decrease. Our corporations, which pay the highest taxes in the world, are going to be cut very, very steeply, so they're going to put people to work again. I mean, we have people leaving the United States, corporate inversions. We have people leaving the United States. Companies, big companies, Pfizer, one of the great companies, leaving. They're going to Ireland. You have other companies leaving. They're leaving the United States. We can't have it. We can't have it. So, with all of that, I could end right now, like Elton John. He always liked to end on a high note. I love, but I'll take a chance, okay? Let's take a little risk. Let's do some question and answer, okay? Okay? Let's go. Go ahead, shout it out, man.
Mr. Trump,
Yes, go ahead.
right now the Department of Defense is looking at integrating females into the infantry. Multiple studies show that the females we have right now do not meet the standards. That puts a lot of Marines and soldiers at serious risk. Are you willing to lower the standards like Hillary Clinton will to make sure that women can get into the infantry?
Isn't that a wonderful first question? I always get these easy questions, the first one. Look, I tell you what, there is a tremendous amount of turmoil, as you know, going on in the military over that very issue. And there is a tremendous amount of turmoil. I'd be curious, because I actually watched Fox the other day, and a woman who was a pilot and a very strong, very physically fit woman was actually indicating that she was a really tremendous woman, top of the line. She was saying it's very, very hard for her to compete in terms of the standards, et cetera, et cetera. How many people in here like seeing women in the military, in infantry, fighting? Just raise your hand. I'd be curious. Because, believe it or not, that question is asked by a man who's a very serious man. I really... Yeah, I know. We're talking about the standards, and that's what we're talking. How many people think that women should not be in the military in an infantry position? All right, so it's a little bit of a mix, and a lot of people are undecided. What? Where are you? Who's saying that? Yes, go ahead. What did you say, ma'am? I do. I love equal pay. I love equal pay. I do. I mean, I have many women. I was very, very far advanced on women. And frankly, I have many, many women in my company who absolutely, I had a woman in charge of construction of a major tower in New York City 35 years ago, and that was unheard of. And I have many female executives, and many of them are making actually more than the men for the same job. So, I mean, the men sometimes don't like me so much, to be honest with you, but I have found women to be just absolutely amazing in the workplace. They've done a great job. So I know that's a military question you're asking, and that's a question that's being debated long and hard right now as we speak, and we're going to come up with the right answer. Yes, go ahead. People that are using and abusing the welfare system, a very fair question. So you have so much, you know, if you look at Social Security, we've got to save it. Right now, you know, you have Christie says he wants to raise the age, he wants to do all sorts of things. You have other people, they want to knock the hell out of it. We're not going to do that. We're going to make our country rich, we're going to make our country strong, we're going to bring back our jobs, and we're going to have Social Security the way you thought you were going to get it, and that includes Medicare, so, which, by the way, works. But you do have waste, fraud, and abuse, and we're going to take care of that. It's a good question. Yes, sir, go ahead. Term limits are fine with me. Yeah, term limits are fine. Medical, I agree with. Medical is good. Medical is good. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Just shout them out. Go ahead. This is better than having a mic, isn't it? We can go quicker. Go ahead. Say it. What? Go ahead. Boost of confidence. Right. Do you like it? Good. Good-looking guy here. Go ahead. And you think pro-life. Me? Pro-life. You think what? You think what? You love empire. Come here, come on up here. Can he come up here? Come on, Secret Service. This guy's a handsome guy. He's too good looking. I don't like being on the stage with a guy that's better looking than me. I hate it. Bring him up here. Come here. Come on up. Okay, give me another question. Come on, the big strong guy over here. Go ahead. I'm not messing with this guy, let me tell you. Go ahead. What? Right. Oh, voter for. Look, you got to have real security with the voting system. This voting system is out of control. You have people, in my opinion, that are voting many, many times. They don't want security. They don't want cards. Thank you, man.
Thank you. My name's Myers.
Very nice. Say hello to the group. Come on.
Hi, everyone. How are you?
He smells great. Thank you, man.
Do you mind
nice.
if I take a quick selfie with you?
Take a selfie.
All right, here we go.
All right, let's go. Come on, fast.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'll bet he's a very successful guy. Good-looking guy, nice guy. He likes Trump cologne. I do too. Let me ask, do you mind if I ask, these are the stars back here, you know that. There's some of them are going to be big stars. We got to ask a couple. Come on. Okay, give me a question. Go ahead. That's a good question. When are we going to take our country back? That's the question. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? It's going to start on February 9th for you. Now, Iowa, February 1st, but for you, we want to know about February 9th, right? We're going to go, we're going to knock the hell out of the Democrats, we're going to win the election, and next year we're taking our country back like never before. And honestly, we are going to make it better, stronger, safer, more productive than ever, ever, ever before. I love you all. Thank you very much, folks. We love you. Make America great again. Thank you.